think the first and foremost, the most important thing you need to think about is getting your priorities right. Rather than focusing on keyword density or making sure that you've perfectly optimized a web page for SEO purposes and for the search engines, you need to make sure you get your priorities right. When push comes to shove, the Google spider isn't going to pull out its wallet and purchase your products. It is the client, the user who searches the website, who is the one that is going to purchase your product. Accordingly, you need to put usability first. You should always put the user before the search engines. I can show you some good rules of thumb to follow, but if they end up inhibiting the user's ability to navigate to what it is that they want, or maybe if it muddies the water as to how clear it is for the user as to what action needs to be taken next, you always want to err on the side of the client, the end user, thinking about usability. We're not just putting up websites and trying to get blogs and pages ranked just for the sake of getting ranked. We're doing it to sell a product. We're optimizing for an outcome. And typically, that outcome could be a variety of different things. It might be getting a sale. It could be getting an opt-in. It might be getting someone to watch a video. Whatever it is, make sure that you identify what that outcome is first. Then you can make sure that your page achieves that, and then SEO becomes secondary. Another thing as well I want to talk about is the fact that there is no magic formula. I'm going to give you the good standard rules of thumb, the best practices that you can apply to when you're optimizing a web page, but Google doesn't go out there and announce its algorithm. It doesn't tell you, here's exactly what you need to be doing to rank number one. Moreover, the line in the sand moves all the time. Google is constantly updating its search engine algorithms, and rankings are changing. So there is no magic formula that you can follow, just these rules of thumbs that I'm going to give you. Another idea that I want you to get on early is that Google ranks pages. It doesn't rank websites. I've seen a lot of people think that, once their website's been approved by Google, or once they start to rank really well, their entire site ranks really well. Google doesn't rank websites, it ranks pages. So each page needs to be optimized accordingly. We need to do both on-page and off-page optimization for every page. And really what every page is, it's another ticket in the search engine lottery. And the more tickets we have in the search engine lottery, the greater chance we've got of winning that lottery. So we want to create more pages that are optimized correctly. Ultimately, you just really want to give Google what it wants. Now, if you think about what's Google's objective here, Google talks about wanting to serve up the most relevant and interesting content to its end user. And the reason Google wants to do that is because it knows if it achieves that goal, the user will constantly come back to Google and use Google's search engine. Once they have the user coming back, it's like, okay, they've won the eyeballs of the user. Now they look to ways to monetize that. Google knows that attention is important, and then they can sell that attention to its advertisers, and they do that through a whole host of means, but the primary one is through the AdWords program, and they're then selling that attention that they've got because they've served up good relevant content to the user. Once they've got that attention, then they can sell those eyeballs on. So what do we want to do? We want to give Google what it wants. We want to give it good quality original content. And I want to give you a good example of one of my sites, and this is one of the ones that I've made public to give you an idea of what I'm talking about with good original content. So we'll just head over to freeTradingSystems.org. Now this is a website that I developed. It was originally a ebook called The Ultimate Trading Systems, and we wrote it and rewrote it multiple times, and basically constantly kept on taking feedback from users and incorporating it into the book. So it's just a fantastic way to get started if you're new to trading the stock market, or any market for that matter. And what I've done on this website, I've tried to make it as simple and clean as possible, and there's some navigations along the left here which will take the person through each of the different chapters, and there's different videos at the top of the page, and then there's content beneath the page, and then there's also an ability for people to start commenting underneath. So the reason I show you this is just to show you this is good quality content. I'm not just putting up a bunch of spam pages. You know, we've professionally had these videos recorded, the content has been edited and re-edited, and as a result, this page or this website does really well in the search engines.